learned this in Golden State? This what you brought from him?
You ain't learned.
He does not belong in the league. He's the head of a team, P.
Jordan Anthony Poole, born June 19, 1999. Jordan Poole, in the 4 years prior to this season, had the chance to be whatever he wanted to be in the NBA. His stats across the board was rising every season, and he won a championship in just year 3 on a team he could fit perfectly between 3 Hall of Famers. The Warriors have been the best team in the league the past decade, and Poole was their young splash brother whose game was just what the Golden State Warriors needed. In 21-22, his game seemed like one any team would love to have as their featured guard, cause if he could average 18 to 20 points per game, shoot nearly 37% from 3, and lead the league in free throw percentage over his teammate Steph Curry, who's done it 4 times in his career, imagine what he could do with his own team. The NBA world and its fans were finally given the chance to see that scenario play out when the Warriors traded him to the Washington Wizards summer 2023. In a down year for Golden State, Poole averaged a career-high 20 points per game, good for 3rd on the team in scoring for the 2nd year in a row. With a great mindset and understanding the ideal situation he was in, the sky was the limit for the young point guard, only 24 years old, 23 when the Warriors finally gave up on him, realizing he was more damaging to the team than helping them move forward. And move forward is what Jordan Poole has no choice but to do now with the Wizards. But in under 20 games played in his first season as the featured star, the Wizards are apparently already all dried on the Poole party, according to NBA insider Mark Stein, saying officials for the team don't see him as cornerstone material. At some point, if things don't change, Poole might just be shipped out of Washington, possibly even before the trade deadline 23-24, which would be the fastest the Wizards has gone from viewing a player as their first real building block at point guard since John Wall. A position in the NBA not as easy to fill as it may seem, and one Poole is finding out for the first time in his career isn't as easy for him to transition into. But we've seen this movie before. When Kyrie Irving requested a trade in 2017, he, like Poole, thought the grass was greener on the other side, and the basketball world salivated to see Kyrie finally lead his own team. He ended up apologizing to LeBron James, personally acknowledging how hard leadership is and how it's not built for everyone. Poole is unfortunately finding that out. He's having his worst year since his rookie season or 2nd year in the league in many categories, and for these reasons, like Kyrie, this could be his final chance as a featured player, and all sadly so soon. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Jordan Poole is a 6'4" point guard from Milwaukee, Wisconsin that showed his inconsistency since high school, going from the 2nd-rated player his sophomore year and best shooting guard of his class to ranked as low as 90th on some recruiting sites by his senior year. He committed to Michigan that sophomore year, 2015, and went on to win a high school national championship as a senior in 2017. What made Jordan a unique prospect was he was arguably the best combo guard with the most potential of that class because he was just as good a point guard as he was off the ball. And his clutch gene has been there since those years. As a freshman at Michigan, Poole struggled to find minutes behind 3 future NBA guards, averaging just 12 minutes and 6 points per game. As a sophomore, he was Michigan's 2nd leading scorer and turned hot prospect after his NCAA magic, taking his team to the Sweet 16 in back-to-back years. Golden State saw him as a steal and took him 28th overall in the 2019 draft. Stunt number 1, ego became too much to handle.
I think Jordan Poole feels like he's been held back. I look for Jordan Poole to be top 5 in scoring this year. Yeah, he got it.
The thing about this story is we're talking about a player up until just a few months ago was seeing a rise in his career that could have been legendary. It's not every day a player comes along and is able to fit into a team that won 3 championships prior to their arrival, and not just fit in, but improve every year and carve their own spot on the roster as one of the important pieces. What Steph Curry and Klay wasn't for the Warriors, Poole gave exactly that in his ability to create off the dribble for drives to the rim. Poole's ball handling ability when he's on is arguably top 5 in the league, as he has all the new era moves in his bag at an elite level. The icing on the cake was him scoring and having big games much more than expected, like in his 21-22 breakout season with Steph Curry hurt during the latter part, where he went on a 20-game run that began the conversations of Poole being the future for the Warriors. In 18 of the final 20 games, he scored 20 points or more, beating out Curry for the team and league leader in free throw percentage. He averaged 18, 4 assists, and shot over 36% from 3 in 30 minutes per game on what would be a championship team that year. Many rooted for Poole to win the NBA's Most Improved Player award in a tight 4-guard race that he finished 4th in, giving him the chip on his shoulder to come out in his first playoff appearance and drop 30 on the Denver Nuggets and 29 in Game 2 to take the Warriors to the finals, which they won that year. Poole's name couldn't be hotter going into the 22-23 season until the infamous Draymond Green situation stained his career and life forever. Green dropped Poole with a blow to the face in training camp practice before the season, a punch that sealed the Warriors' chemistry as the worst it's been in their championship span. Poole reportedly began feeling himself and saying things to Draymond Green as if he arrived and knew he was the future of the team. It was then the Warriors knew they had to move on from one of those players. Poole, who played all 82 games and had a career-high scoring year, was traded after the Warriors lost to the Lakers in the first round. Later, Draymond Green said that year was the worst as far as team chemistry, and it was much due to Poole's ego. An ego he obviously took to the Wizards, as the coaching staff and his teammates seemed to already sour on his presence. Stunt number 2, wildly inconsistent. One of the biggest issues I think for Poole is when it comes to inconsistency, he could be the poster child, going all the way back to high school and being the second overall prospect as a sophomore to almost falling out the top 100 by senior year, a down year in college to a first-round pick and early entry the year following. Poole, no question, has the talent to be a featured guard. The problem is he could have 40 points one night, then miss every shot the very next game and go on a 3-game slump before he goes off again. Like mentioned, not long ago, the basketball world was high on Poole and highly anticipated his start on the Wizards. A start where in 14 games he hasn't showed the ability to be consistent, scoring 27 points his second game, followed by an 11, then 13-point game, 19, 23, 11, 12, 14, 12, 14, 6, 8, 30, and 24. His 3-point shot has been up and down just the same, ending in him averaging a career low since his rookie year 29%, 25 for 99 in total. In a year he was supposed to lead the league in scoring according to Kevin Garnett one time ago, he's averaging less points, minutes, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, 2-point percentage, and assists. His team is fighting the Pistons for the worst team in the league and may end up the worst team in Wizards history. In 14 games, he shot 50% or more from the field just twice this season. Stunt number 3, no leadership qualities. Everything mentioned prior to this could all be just fine for Jordan Poole in the Wizards' eyes, as the season is long and still young, and Jordan Poole again just turned 24 years old. But the main reason the team is contemplating moving on is because they don't see encouraging leadership qualities in Jordan Poole, and they aren't alone. I think the basketball world can see it too. He's gotten away with it in Golden State because he was the youngest and newest to a team led by guys all over 30 years old. All he had to do was have a good attitude, and the keys to the most promising franchise could have all been his. Now he's on historically one of the worst franchises ever, and he's making them even worse. When I saw this video, I couldn't believe a player in his position could be that immature. Especially seeing he's won a championship and studied under maybe the most professional and likable player ever. If a guy manages to get punched by his own teammate, and has someone in the organization release the footage to the public, you have to be a problem, and Poole's problem is he's not a good leader. Again, like Kyrie Irving proved in Boston before they traded him too after 2 years. Poole is wildly chasing Kyrie's record for going from most desired to most hated. Earlier in the season, we've seen his own teammates not fall in line, meaning behind the scenes they don't view him as a leader or respect his potential as one. That lack of developed quality is surprising, seeing his NBA pedigree and how much he's fought to be in this position. All in all, Jordan Poole should tread lightly. Yes, he got his big contract, and yes, he's already won a championship, but there's still much to accomplish. He's never been an all-star, and individually, he hasn't done much in the league. His attitude, ego, and lack of leadership can see him become a journeyman and wasted talent if he's not careful, much sooner than expected. I like Jordan Poole's game. Here's to that not becoming the case. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.